Hey guys, welcome to the video. Today we have Rico's best build, modes, counters, abilities tech, and other tips all in the video chapters. Please consider liking and subscribing. Let's get into it. Use multi-ball launcher all the time. Bouncy castle can be good, but the damage from the other gadget is just too useful. Super bouncy almost all the time, and robo retreat on really open maps where there's no walls to bounce shots. Reload speed always, and the other gear is shield in showdown, damage in 3v3, but vision in grassy maps. Rico doesn't really have a best mode. What matters more is the wall structure of the map. Maps that have great angles for bouncing shots are the best. Some of these are Center Stage, New Horizons, and Hot Potato. Rico is a long-range damage dealer that counters tanks like Bull and Hank. He's countered by assassins like Stu and Buzz. Rico takes half a second to shoot 5 projectiles. Although it looks like a line, his shots actually spread out a bit. The first projectile goes straight, the second lands a half tile to the side, third is straight, fourth lands to the other side, and the last is straight. And as we all know, Rico's shots bounce off of walls. Each projectile will go 1.5 tiles further for each bounce, with a maximum of 1.8 seconds of bouncing. Rico can hit an enemy 10.5 tiles away with no bounces. With a simple wall bounce, he can hit 12.5 tiles away. With a 2 tile gap between walls, Rico can bounce his shots like this to hit 16 tiles away. With a 3 tile gap, he can bounce his shots like this to hit 13.5 tiles away. If the walls are any further away, it's better to just bounce once off the wall normally. The most common shot techniques with Rico are bouncing off a side wall, off a back wall, or a combination. There's so many more angles and wall shapes, there's no way to put them in a video. You just have to learn by playing. Rico takes 1.1 seconds to shoot 12 projectiles that go through enemies and bounce off walls. Each projectile can only hit a target once. A full attack charges 42% of Rico's super, and a full super charges 113%. Just like his attack, the super spreads a bit. The first projectile lands middle, then low, middle, high, low, low, high, high, low, middle, high, middle. Each projectile goes 1.5 tiles further with each bounce, with a maximum of 1.4 seconds of bouncing. Rico can hit an enemy 14 tiles away with no bounces. There's no point in going through the bounce distances because you can already hit anyone on your screen with this range. Of course, you still need to bounce your super to shoot around walls though. Using your super will override an attack so it doesn't shoot all 5 projectiles. Just keep that in mind. While hypercharged, Rico's super projectiles now go 6 tiles further with each bounce. This goes to a maximum of 4 seconds of bouncing. Rico gains a 26% speed boost, 25% damage boost, and a 5% damage reduction. The extra damage is very valuable for Rico as a damage dealer. A full attack charges 17% of Rico's hypercharge, and a full super charges 45%. Multi-ball launcher. Rico shoots 2 waves of projectiles 0.4 seconds apart. Each wave has 8 projectiles that are the same as his super, except they bounce for a maximum of 1.8 seconds. This shit does so much damage at point blank, it's an instant Edgar killer. Bouncy Castle. On Rico's next attack, each bounce heals 256 health. He can heal a max of 3,840 health, or 3 bounces per projectile. Super Bouncy. After an attack or super projectile bounces, it deals 256 more damage to enemies. This is a 40% damage increase for attacks and a 36% increase for supers. Remember that each projectile can only hit once, so this doesn't do more damage. Robo Retreat. When Rico is below 40% health, he moves 34% faster. He's back to normal speed once he heals to 40% or higher. Rico's fast reload speed, shot spread, bouncing attacks, piercing super, even longer bouncing hypercharge, even more bouncing things from his gadget, he's a very spammy brawler. You have to keep annoying the enemy as a Rico. Before you play, look at the map. Take note of what bounce angles are the best and go in that lane. The best example of this is Hot Potato, where going mid and bouncing off this wall gives so much control. So many people hold on to Rico's super. It's just a more fancy version of your attack, so use it when you can. You can't charge your super when it's already charged. Even though you can bounce your shots, don't bounce all the time. It's way too hard to get all the angles perfect, so a lot of the time it's better to just shoot the enemy. Thanks guys, comment below if you found this useful, and have a good rest of your day.